Everyone, please remember to mute your devices. Do a amo kerefu benefin heru akuti anate chakera nefernet uben
Duamu kerefu benefem heru akuti anatete kera nefer nebuben
Dua amo kerefu benefin heru akuti chakera nefernet uben
Duamu kerefu benefem heru akuti anatete kera nefer nebuben
Dua amo kerefu benefin heru akuti anate chakera nefernebuben
Duamu kerefu benefem heru akuti anate chekera nefer nebuben
Dua amo kerefu benefin heru akuti anate chakera nefernebuben
Duamu kerefu benefem heru akuti anate chekera nefer nebuben
Adi Jen Sager R. Serge Udhu Kath Udhu Jed Tua M. Shimsu N. Nebajer Seishu N. Kepedu Dua Asan Neberstan Paut Netudu Aat Ame Neterkert Anatej Her Ke Kintu Amanten Mafer Her Ab Abdu Matintu A Iku Anek Aratu Ustan Siteka Siker Aku Sadi Nahas Ubid Center Sej Nka Dev Si Netter Uniented Hinayash Imniter Asar Erdet Indik in Adi Heru Hina Herma Indus Adi Heru Aus Ua Tepi Adi Sej Ab Ua Netter Abu Pinha Asar Abu Pinasar Spur in Heru Adi Pert Nahas Saujapanletter Asar Adi Heru Hept in Alset Abu Yan Tujan Medutian Aset Samujit Satep Her Amsuti Inti Sa Asar Sa Amset Asar Amset Medut Nebehet Hop Shada Adi Besaher Happy Inti Sa Asar Sa Happy Asar Pu Asar Madutyanet Siduravad Sameshahedu Neb Her Adimaktin Duamotev Inti Sa Asar Sa Duamotev Asar Pu Duamotev Madutyan Circuit Inka Kes Sekadet Sa Hedu Neb Adimaktin Quepsinu Intet Sa Asar Sa Quepsinu Asar Pu Quepsinu Duat Adira in Uatana e
Duatarirae muatone.
Duat Adira in Uatana e
Duatarirae muatone.
Duat Adira in Uatana e
Duatarirae muatone.
Duat Adira in Uatana
Duatarirae muatone.
Nebajamadu Anatecher Ke Asan Putra Madisake Setu Sakake
Makti sake setu sakake.
Nebajamadu Anatecher Ke Asan Putra Madisake Setu Sakake
Makti sake setu sakake.
Nebajamadu Anate Cherke Asa Putra Makti Sake Setu Sakaki
Bhakti Sake Setu Sakake.
Never Germantud Anate Cherke Asa Putra Makti Sake Setu Sakaki
Bhakti Sake Setu Sakake.
Adi Jim Sager. Adi Dua Kerr. Hakau Uwachi. Amun Mut Kansu
Amun Mut Gansu.
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 Om Amun Rapata
Om Amun Rapata.
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 Om Asa Ase Heru
Om Asa Ase Heru.
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 Heru Makiru
Heru Makeru.
Eru makeru.
Eru makeru.
Eru makeru.
Eru makeru.
Eru makeru.
Eru makeru.
Ose. Ose. Yeah, yeah. Ose.
Ascend, ascend, ascend,
Ose. Ose. Yeah, yeah. Ose.
ascend, ascend, ascend,
All say, all say, yeah, yeah. All say,
ascend, ascend, ascend,
all say, yeah, yeah. All say,
ascend, ascend, ascend.
Ama and Ra, ne, ak, uja, sene, ari, neteru.
Amahavira nepet ang ujasene arineteru.
Ama and Ra, ne, ak, uja, sene, ari, neteru.
Amahavira nepet ang ujasene arineteru.
Ama and Ra, ne, ak, uja, sene, ari, neteru.
Amahavira nepet Akujasene Arineteru.
Ama and Ra, ne, ak, uja, sene, ari, neteru. Duara.
Amahira Nepe Ankujasene Arineteru. Duara.
Nuk Hatien keperu.
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 Net net duanet sepakera sinua.
Net net duanet sefekera serue.
Net net duanet sepakera sinua.
Net net duanet sefekera serues.
Net net duanet sepakera sinua.
Net net duanet sefekera serues.
Net net duanet sepakera sinua.
Net net duanet sefekera serues.
Had hedu, had hedu, had hedu, had hedu,
Het heru, het heru, het heru, het heru.
had hedu, had hedu, had hedu, had hedu,
Het heru, het heru, het heru, het heru.
had hedu, had hedu, had hedu, had hedu.
Het heru, het heru, het heru, het heru.
Had hedu, had hedu, had hedu, had hedu,
Het heru, het heru, het heru, het heru.
dua tu hedu, dua tu kedu,
Dua tu heru, dua tu keru,
dua tu hedu, dua tu kedu,
dua tu heru, dua tu keru,
dua tu hedu, dua tu kedu,
dua tu heru, dua tu keru,
dua tu hedu, dua tu kedu,
dua tu heru, dua tu keru.
nuk nebeja,
Nuk nebeter,
nuk nebeja,
nuk nebeter,
nuk nebeja,
nuk nebeter,
nuk nebeja.
Nuk Nebejer.
Neferentra in Aton.
Nefer Remsha in Aton.
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 Makiru imba nebeje.
Makeru Emba Nebejer.
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 Nuk uwa kuwa.
Nuk Ua Ua.
Nuk uwa kuwa.
Nuk Ua Kua.
Nuk uwa kuwa.
Nuk Ua Ua.
Nuk uwa kuwa.
Nuk Ua Kua.
Nukmat, 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 nukmat.
Nukmat 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 Nukmat.
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 Could everyone please mute your devices? Do a Newt,
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 a song, a song, a song, a song, a song,
Asa, Rasa, Rasa, Asa, Asa,
a song, a song, a song, a song, a song,
Asa, 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 Asa,
a song, a song, a song, a song, a song,
Asa, 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 Asa,
a song, a song, a song, a song, a song,
Asa, 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 Asa.
Tate, al ankh, jer, hina, nefer kepetu, imbaad, sunu, hote. Aset, suja, heru, suja, nenu, nebu, sen set sin, asar. Aset, hitepi suja, aitu yaso, nesesi nebu, shunu, metmetu, tal set nebu, nesherder uramente, heruku teken an ak, jesu kim hina, sefaha, rajadit kat hina, asar pata kepedu mentu, ra kat nepi, asar kepedu, urahai, uraka. Nukaset, perke a imneyet re ina, sedasa madu, in Jehudi, tet ma peta atot. Aset netter never gupu ankh ses este a, amid sa, inkin puer, inin au f, ready f, ne, hep, dit hetepet for tintine, tawi, or high, or curve. Eru makeru.
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 Nuk capital M duau. Ra M au. Temu ami masha. Nuk capital M duau. Ra M au. Temu ami masha. Nuk capital M duau. Ra M au. Temu ami masha. Raha Raka. Neteru imha ma insenra. Neteru imha ma insenra. Neteru imha ma insenra. Neteru imha ma insenra. 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 Ra. 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 Insenra. Neteru imha ma insenra. Neteru imha ma insenra. Neteru imha ma insenra. 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 Neteru. 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 Aha. In my heart, Ada, in the tent, in my heart, Ada, in the tent, in my heart, Ada, in the tent, in my heart, Ada, in the tent. In my heart, in
Uja, greetings. As you know, we've been discussing this special device. So we'll do a brief recap before we do the succeeding line. So here's the priest. He's giving the offering of deed to Asar and Astet. And above them is the wing disc, Ratchet. And line 1 reads, Nesudi Hetep en Ari as Neter Kenti Amentet Netera Neb Ta Kestut. The royal peace offering is being given in this abode to the divinity who is the president or the foremost divinity, the abode of the divinity to the foremost divinity of this abode, this great divinity who is the Lord of all the lands, meaning the foreign lands, the lands beyond Egypt. DF Berkiru Gasent Neb Nefer Uabumu Uaju Ankneter, giving to him the spoken offering of geese, of beef and geese, male and female. Beautiful divinity, where the libation of water causes the flow of divine life. And now we'll do the third line. Am en ka iuk en ka di em seshu en ar as netermat. By way of the ka, the garment of giving through the lotus, pertaining to the abode of the divinity where truth is. So Am and Ka, through the offering now So first was the peace offering, the offering of the union of opposites, the hetep. And a hetep, this offering is spoken. It's not a physical offering. Although you can do the offering physically by using what is referred to as a hetep slab. It's a device that has the elements like the beef, the geese, the cakes on it, and you pour water on the slab, and the water coalesces through a central port and is collected in a vessel. That's the physical offering. This is a more subtle offering because it's a spoken offering. The perkeru. Perkeru means offering that is spoken or offering that is uttered. But here it is telling us how this spoken offering is uttered. And it is uttered by the mind. Enka, am enka, by way of the ka. The ka represents your mind, your astral body, your body of subtle locomotion and transcendent from your physical body. It relates to the mind. So the spoken offering is your mind is what is doing the talking. Your mind is what is, and so it's not an utterance of words. It's an utterance of concepts, of bringing the opposites into union, whereby the opposites are transcended. And it's saying clearly here that it is cloaked, it is covered. Iyuk here means garment, something that is covering. So this is the covering. This offering goes to the divinity of the abode, and that is like it refers to the philosophical premise that the mind is sort of shield for the spirit, meaning that deep within you, beyond the recess of your mind, is where the divinity is. So this is relating to like the garment of goddess net, that which covers, that which cloaks, which shields from the transcendental reality. So it is relating that the mind is like a covering or a cloak. And this offering is a fragrance. A sushen or session is a lotus. So what it's referring to is that the offering is your righteousness, your truth becomes a fragrance that emanates from your personality, a sweet fragrance. And that fragrance is what attracts the divine, is what attracts divine providence, what attracts divine assistance, divine protection is when, see, the the meaning that this is coming by way of the lotus. So the mind is producing the offering that is coming through the aroma of the righteousness of truth of your personality. And so when you're offering in this higher mystical manner, you're not giving an object. These objects on the offering stand are metaphors for a transformative realization or process that has taken place within your personality. And that is why the offering is spoken, but it's not spoken with your physical mouth, it is spoken with the mind. And the mind is a covering for spirit, it's like a cloak. But your offering is received in the inner sanctum through the truth and righteousness of your personality, which exudes in the abode. So when you're acting egoistic and anger, or see people acting egoistic and anger, they're stinking. They're like dead carcasses on the side of the road. They're rotting flesh. When you're acting with kindness, righteousness, the key is ma'at. Here we only have a fraction of the inscription because it's been broken. But what I'm getting from this is a pedestal of ma'at, and this is an A. So the key is that if you are situated in truth, if you are seated in truth, you are not dumbfounded by the movements and changes of the relative world. The relative world cannot get you upset or angry or irritated because you are seated in the truth. So you are seated in your own divine nature. And if you are seated in that reality, then all the permutations that bubble up in time and space are mere illusions. They are mere projections of the mind of divinity. And so you cannot become dumbfounded by the world. And that includes your own family. That you may be able to act with peacefulness and with compassion and caring when you're out in the world. You don't know people. But when you're at home with people that you're attached to, then you don't smell as good. The upsetness, the angers, the jealousies, and in some cases the unrighteousness, and that is the key. The key is, if you are seated in that truth, no matter where you are, that the unrighteousness here referring to lack of wisdom, of truth. Yeah, if you are seated in that truth, no matter where you are, you will be, the fragrance of the lotus will be exuding from you. And you won't be like the world. They are rotting carcasses. They're always upset. They're always angry. They're always irritated. They're always using profanity. They're always in a state of agitation. They're ascertaining delusion as reality. They're constantly lusting. Their minds are constantly going from thought to thought, and they are going from feeling to feeling, sensation to sensation, and that is stink. That is stench. When you are established in your righteousness and truth, and you are giving that offering of unity of opposites, meaning that you are giving that offering with the mind of the knowledge that the polar opposites are essentially one. So you're giving up your gender polarity, and if you are doing that, and you realize that you are essentially the non-dual self, and you reflect on that in the mind, that is an offering. That is a spoken offering. And if we look at the text clearly, and it's this text is to be read horizontally from right to left. But if we examine the text itself and look at it vertically, something comes through. And what comes through is Hetep, Perkeru, and Ka. The union of opposites spoken by the mind. And so this is and not only that, but, and not to give it away, but if you extrapolate it further into the line that we have not discussed, Adi, wakefulness, awakeness. So the union of opposites, the spoken offering by the mind, reveals wakefulness. But we haven't discussed this line yet, so I don't want to do too much with it for now. But you get the idea. So when the text is examined geometrically, what comes through is this hidden mystery of the operations of the mind and how that mind leads to a wakefulness, an awakeness. See, most of the people in the world, they are not awake. They are asleep to their higher nature. Being consciously aware in the world, that's not awakeness. That is because most people are not conscious. They are, and it's not even an awareness. It's an existence in a gross plane of ascertainment, or gross plane of perception, which is a physical plane. But it doesn't mean that there is awakeness. It doesn't mean that there is clear perception. It doesn't mean that there is a kind of awareness. It's like just another phase of a dream, but you're projecting reality on it because it's in the awake state. the technical awake state. In other words, you're not sleeping, but it's merely another plane of mind. But it doesn't mean that you are awake to the reality of that. And so people are controlled by their vices and their desires and their feelings. And if you were to develop if you were to offer in this way, and we'll talk more about that next week, a kind of an awakeness will occur. But what the teaching today is saying is that that offering of the mind causes a sweetness to flow from your personality. And that sweetness is what attracts the divine. So metaphysically, you become the incense. You become the nesture. Nesture means incense. Your personality itself becomes nesture, becomes incense, which attracts and communes with the divine. You know, what has to happen is that you are to start taking off the garment of the world to realize the essence of self. Beyond that aroma that exudes from one is a transcendental, immortal self. And without that, there will always be trouble in life, because you will not be able to transcend your Ari. You'll be compelled by your Ari. And if your Ari is functioning in a normal way, it always leads to pain and suffering, to misery. And you are trying to transcend that. You are trying to discover the true essential reality that is transcendent of the temporal inflection of that same spirit that you are endeavoring to discover within yourself. Okay. All right. Any questions? So as you can see, there's an intensification of the offering as the text goes along. First, there's an offering of the hetep, then there's a spoken offering, which gives an allusion to a kind of physical talking. But then the text verifies and explains that it's not a physical talking. It's a mental offering of truth. And that truth is to be established in one's divine nature. So Ma'at here is not intimating like a kind of, not stealing, not doing adultery, not killing. This is a higher, more profound level of truth. The truth that relates to the knowledge of self. When the opposites are being negated, they're being negated conceptually, and they're being disintegrated metaphysically through meditative union with abstract reality, which is the noon, which is where all of the objects flow from, which is the body of the divine, which is your own body, which in an unenlightened state, people are ascertaining as external objects, but they're actually permutations from the essential self, which is your own self. And so you can see a little tablet like this in ancient Egypt has a great teachings on it. Okay, any questions? All right, I know it's a lot to take in the morning, but it's good to take it in the morning because your mind is fresh, relaxed from devotion. So it'll make its way into your unconscious. And you eventually ride the wings of a set into the flame of Ra. You're not coming back to this world anymore. Or at least that's the plan for me. And if it's the plan for you, the teaching shows the way. Okay, so have a good morning, everyone. And next week we'll conclude with the plaque. So have a wonderful morning until we meet again. Hetep.
Dua Hetep.
Dua Hatep.